to round 3 of this AOR season 9.5, and today we are here in Monaco on the qualifying session because I decided why not to also show the qualifying to you. So warming up the tires, Wingsman right behind us, but I believe he will leave this space for his hot lap. And here we go for our first attempt to do the circuit using AOR curves, DRS, and braking to the and we lock up. Well, this was a great start, wasn't it? If you don't know, F1 2013 was a game where it was very easy to lock up, especially around Monaco, because there's that little bump before first corner, and so I was the first victim. But now going to the second attempt to do a hot lap around Monaco. Here we go again, DRS open, all curves using. Now trying to put the brakes into the rear, braking hard at the shadow point, and we still can't do it. It was a little better, we could turn in a bit more, but still it's being very hard. Now going to the third attempt at this qualifying, 5 minutes to go to this qualifying. We're not using DRS, and we managed to go through the first corner. Now going up the hill, trying to get as close to the barrier as possible, failing a little bit on the apex, finishing the first sector. Now a little touch in the inside wall, but nothing too major. Now going a bit wide at the hairpin, but trying to keep it as smooth and as fast as possible, hitting the apex, and now going to the tunnel using a quarter of our curves, going through here now into the chicane. Very hard to brake too, but we absolutely nailed the apexes there. A bit more of the curves at the exit. Now trying to do this corner as fast as we can, a little touch on the barrier there. Now trying to keep it inside the lines, and we can do perfectly. Now into Raskas, a good line through there, a little bit of a bump at the outside, but we managed to have a good exit into the straight line, and we do a 112.2, and we lock up again. And now, well, this is our chance over. We go back to the track, but I'm afraid I think we didn't have any more time to do. So here are the qualifying results, with not a bad qualifying, I would say. Iceman gets his third pole, I believe. No, not third pole, because the second race we can't say it was pole. So second pole of the season to Iceman, with Wingsman a very strong second place, and then Jim Bob got a penalty, so we're up to fourth. And as you can see, 70% chance of rain. So Monaco is hard in the dry, so imagine in the rain with the lockup thing that has been very hard for us. But anyway, we usually do well in the races in Monaco. It's personally one of my favorite tracks, so we might get a good position. As you can see, Falcon, who's fighting for the championship, starting a lot behind us, which won't be good since Iceman is on pole position. But still, 3 lights on 4 and 5, and here we go. And we actually have a decent start, let's say. Trying to go around the outside of Dan, can we do it? And we got smashed by Bad Boy, and we lose the template thanks to the K-trim there. So we are down to 11th, and Don Silva also spun there, and Philip just waiting maybe, and Bad Boy. So we're up to P9, but definitely not a good start to this race. But It was very unfortunate. We might have taken third place from Dan there, but I don't know if Bad Boy just missed the breaking point, if he locked up. I honestly don't exactly know. It was a shame though. And now jumping to lap 2, the Fiat is going very slowly. There's a bit of lag there, and the Force India just spun, and the McLaren flying, and the Lotus also crashed. It was then. So we gained 3 positions in the space of 3 corners without doing basically anything. So we're up to P6. Now jumping to lap 4, we catch up with H Pro, who was overtaken by our teammate Falcon. So he did a great start from 11th to 4th position so far in this race. Not a good line there, and H Pro just going very slow there and leaves the door open, and we just went by. I mean, thank you very much. He's still on our back, and will he make a move into the inside? No, he isn't. So that's my main preoccupation, because this was also an overtaking point. But jumping to the start of lap 9, Wingsman, as you can see, pitted for prime tires, and we just nailed it. We just could get away in P3, and as you can see, starting raining. Actually, is it? Yeah, it's actually starting raining, and we'll do a little walk up at the entry of that corner. Now into Mirabeau. Wingsman very strong because he's on fresh new tires, and ours are pretty old by now, and we do a terrible line through there, and Wingsman actually in the tunnel going around the outside, and he just bye bye. We have a little walk up, and we cut the corner, obviously without gaining much, but anyway, there's nothing more that we can do. So I believe we are pitting this lap for the prime tires, and let's see what we can do with basically 10 laps to go. I mean, also Jim Bob, I believe he pitted in this lap too, and there's a bit of a risk in these, because with the rain, the engineers said it was light rain, so light rain always takes longer to really make the whole track wet. So it's a bit of a gamble, as usual in the Monaco. It's a bit of a gamble. Now jumping to lap 11, we have a little walk up into the first corner, but nothing too serious, and going up the hill now, and Dan was actually disqualified from the session, and there's a safety car because there was a crash earlier. My footage just decided to crash at that moment, but there was a crash, and there's now a safety car, so it's very interesting to see what we should do now, because it's not raining, and at this point I don't think it will rain enough to use the intermediates. So what I was thinking of is that since there's a safety car, I'm going to pit, and I'm going to put the option tires, because I did 9 laps, almost 10 laps on the options in the first stint, so it was with the tires we used in the qualifying. So, and there's another car pitting, it's a Force India, I think it's Donk, I believe, I'm not sure, but as you can see, we're going to pit for the options, and I have no idea what's happening there, and a little bit of glitch, because I mean there was a mechanic just running from one side to another. I have no idea, but we lost massive time in the pits, so that's not going to help us at all. Still, we're still in P5, and I believe some of them pitted for Inters, which is really interesting to see. But looking at the track right now, it's definitely not a track for intermediates. But I believe Falcon and Donk and Philip put the intermediate tire, so let's see how we can compare with them. And we're actually catching up Donk very quickly, but we are behind the safety car, so maybe he's just saving his tires. But as you can see on the minimap, we are very behind the safety car, so we need to. I'm just trying to push for Donk to accelerate a bit more, because he's going very slow, and I really wanted to catch up with the guys ahead. But yeah, he's going really slow, and I'm just trying to. Well, I can't do much because I can't overtake behind the safety car, so it's really. I wish there was that rule that a lapped car could go, and as you can see, Donk just goes against the wall and he lags into the racing line again, and he goes for a little bit. This is getting really weird now. I actually don't know what's going on in here, because. And he brakes a lot, and he goes into the wall, and I get smashed in the rear by Don Silva, and he goes and let us through. Okay, mate, thank you, I guess. And we're now trying. The safety car is in this lap, so we are very far behind the top 4, and we need to try to make as much time as we can, and we totally miss the braking point, and we got a penalty. Well, that was a deserved one, because as you see, yeah, it wasn't good, but when you're behind a safety car, you can cut the corner, and you won't get any warning or anything. But when I did, obviously I didn't want to do it, because, well, I'm not that kind of person, but I honestly broke too late, and then I couldn't do anything else. But as you can see, we catched up really quickly to our teammate who was on Inters, and he's pitting for the dry tire, so it's one position to us, and now Iceman is in front of us. Can we catch him? We are still quite far behind, but I believe he's on Inters as well. So jumping to the next lap, where we actually caught up with him, and we just locked up into Mirabeau. But the track is getting wetter indeed, but we're still faster on these option tires than everybody else who's in intermediates. So we need to try to capitalize that and try to overtake Iceman, getting a good line through there, but we're not close enough to try to get the move done, but just showing ourselves. And Iceman goes a bit wide there, cutting the corner, and now into Raskas, a little trying to get the back traction, but we actually don't get it. We have DRS, and using all the cars, but we're still too far behind to get a move done. So just trying to make Iceman do a mistake and trying to go side by side here, but the traction failed us at the crucial moment, and he's going through a different line there. But it's been a good race so far since that terrible and we just completely missed the braking point there, and just give a little tap into Iceman's rear, but fortunately nothing major happened, so, and no penalty for us fortunately, since we already have one. But Philip is very far behind, so we may get 4th position in this race, which wouldn't be bad at all. And just now we are starting to struggle a little bit more with these option tires. I believe the track is getting really a bit more water, a bit too much water for these option tires, and we are struggling much more to try to catch Iceman. As you can see, Iceman is actually getting away, and we corner cut the first corner at Sandoval quite a bit, but no warning at all, because we didn't really gain any advantage there. But as you can see, Iceman pulling away slowly. Philip is not catching us massively, but he is catching us, so we need to watch that through these last 2 laps, because we need to stay ahead of him, at least with a 10-second gap, for us not to lose the position, which would be. And as you can see, there's a car there. It was Don Silva, but as it happened behind the safety car, we also lost the braking point there, and we had to cut the corner, because I mean, we locked up and everything. There was no way we could have done that corner. But yeah, very struggling a lot with these tires now, and entering the final lap. And I'll actually show you the full last lap, just to give you guys a proper, well, not a proper, because it wasn't that great of a lap, but let's say an option tire lap in dump conditions. Dump or damp? I think it's damp. Anyway, going now to the tunnel. Now here's a little bit drier, so we're faster in the tunnel with these option tires, but now trying to brake very carefully to not miss the braking point. But we still get a corner cut warning. I'm not sure if that time we cut the corner, but as you can see, Don Silver retires the race also, and Wingsman actually wins the race. So very good job from him. As if you remember, we were actually fighting with him in lap 9 through the start of the second sector, but as you can see, Wingsman wins. James finishes second, Iceman finished third, and us in fourth, even with a penalty. So a very good result for us, nevertheless. And a lot of people not finishing, like H-Pro, Bad Boy, Dan was actually disqualified. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the second race. Bye bye.